Classic, but also to determine who would hold the NXT Tag Team Championships.
Yes.
So that was Authors of Pain versus Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne.
My dude.
Right. And then also Undisputed Era with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole.
Yep, the subbing Adam Cole.
Yeah, Adam Cole was standing in for Bobby Fish, who
blew his knee.
Okay,
he legit blew his knee at a live event.
Yeah,
I would say like very recently.
Yeah, like they did the tapings, and like a week or two later, like he blew his knee, like right around when all the tapings were. So it kind of just fell.
Well, I'm left to understand that the reason they moved it to being a triple threat tag was to take off some focus from it being a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 and kind of spread out the ass kicking essentially.
I mean, I think they kind of pulled an audible and was like, oh hell, like, you know, I think they just changed up their whole plan, because I really feel the original plan, just the way they did it and how they booked it, because Roderick and Dunn only got in there because ironically Tyler Bate of Mustache Mountain, who is Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, also had an injury where he had to take like 2 or 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
And couldn't compete when they were slated to.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had to step out of the tournament.
Yeah, and
which happened.
I really kind of feel that if Bobby Fish wouldn't have got hurt, the way they kind of pushed this makeshift tag team, it would have been Undisputed Era against Roddy and Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
Would have been the finals, but I think they switched everything up to accommodate and make the story a little bit better.
Exactly. I picked Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong to win. I was a big fan of the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, they were both faces essentially, both very over.
Mm-hmm.
Different styles.
Yeah, exact, very different styles. You got Roderick Strong, who's the quarterback that everybody liked. He's the cool quarterback. He's the straight and narrow. And then you got Pete Dunne, who's the outsider. He's the weird kid that nobody really wants to talk to.
Yeah.
But
rock and sock.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I clung to it so hard. Not just the rock and sock connection, but the idea that hey, we have a similar purpose. We're both good guys. Let's set down the fact that we may not be the cookie cutter tag team, but let's go knock these guys out. That was fun for me.
Pete Dunne is technically the heel.
What is it with you and labels, Johnny?
I'm just saying.
That's like saying Stone Cold was a heel.
Right.
No character.
He was anti-authority.
No, Pete Dunne's not even anti-authority. Character-wise, he's
he's anti-haircut. That's what he is.
But either way,
smile.
I picked Undisputed Era because they're not gonna, they kind of made a big deal out of these three guys being together, and when they debuted, they kind of just torched down and just made a big impact. So I didn't feel they haven't really had a feud for the tag belts. They haven't really done anything with them. They weren't going to take them off of them yet.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, I was technically right.
I also picked Undisputed, but once Adam Cole won the North American, I thought that it was going to go to Roddy and Dunn.
Yeah.
But the way that match ended, man, nobody saw coming. That was a great finish.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sorry to jump back. The way they started it with AOP kind of wrecking shop and then taking Cole out, putting him through the announce table.
Yeah.
I really sitting there watching it and I was like, oh, well, there goes my pick. Like, even me, I was like, and with the ending, I saw it coming, but not until it happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't something I saw ahead of time. It happened, and just the way stuff was happening in my head, I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen, something. Boom, there it was. Steven.
I also picked Undisputed for that match, and I also agreed that I thought it was going to be with Adam Cole not winning the ladder match. I thought that they had to have for what the force of what they were going to be, putting belts on them or leaving belts on them was going to be a way to keep that faction going.
Yeah.
And I didn't see Adam Cole winning the ladder match, essentially. So.
Yeah. Before that match, we were all at 1. So that match put you,
Johnny.
Yeah. You doesn't work on an audio podcast.
what you name is? all three of you had undisputed, so it put you guys at 2 to my 1, which I was sour about. I'm not gonna lie, but
There's still 2 matches to catch up.
I persisted.
Right.
Then we move on into the NXT Championship match, which I was very happy that they made that pre-main. As far as shows go, a lot of people feel strongly in the fact that the championship should cap out the show. But when you think of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and what their match could have been, would you really want to follow them?
I'm surprised they didn't have the women's match as a pre-main to be that. I mean, even though that was a great match, there really wasn't a match that is a downer match like you typically have in a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
so
it
was hard to decide what to put there.
For sure. But I'm glad that they put the NXT Championship match there. I had Alistair to win, and I was pretty firm in that too, because I still think that that Andrade is going to be called up very soon, like within the next couple weeks, if not tonight on Raw. I was very happy with their match. Both average sized guys, not like huge by any means, but average sized guys, and they can go. They're both very nimble, very agile. Can do the cruiserweight moves and flip here and there. Aleister Black's moonsault off the top rope to the outside onto Andrade. I was not ready for that. Like the rotation kind of scared me a little bit. He's gonna die, and then when he landed, okay, we can proceed. It was a little bit of a heart attack.
It was a clincher.
Oh, very much so. Just whoop, cut all blood flow.
I also picked Aleister in that one. Just figured it was time for. I mean, since he debuted, you knew he was going to be something the whole time he's been in NXT.
Yeah.
And it's just his time. I mean, like you said, his opponent's going to be pulled up sooner or later, and Aleister Black's going to be the one that's the face for NXT for a while now.
Yeah. Aleister's been doing a lot of work, too.
Yeah.
And I picked, I'm the only one that picked Cien, just because, I saw something before the show started. It's that Aleister Black does not need that title. And the title needs Aleister Black's name more than Aleister Black needs it to help his character. And I think it's so true. And I could see Andrade even getting called up as the champion was what my thought would be. Because he's going to debut here soon. Okay. He was at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Had a good showing at the Rumble. And I thought they would call him up as the champion. And then he just loses it on another NXT down the road.
Yeah.
But still competing on both shows. That was just my thought process. Because, Aleister... He didn't need it, and he still doesn't. He's a great character on his own right, and talented and everything.
I think I had I don't remember.
You had Aleister.
I had
Aleister.
Aleister.
The one that picked Andrade.
Okay, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I had bad memory. And I'm kind of glad I went with my pick on that one, because after watching the pre-show with Drew McIntyre kind of saying he's back and he doesn't care who wins, like I really feel that they can stretch this out to maybe like a NXT Chicago takeover, like they kind of did, where you have another takeover real quick in the mains, kind of a triple threat with Drew getting his rematch after coming back from tearing his bicep, Andrade getting his rematch, and Aleister, and then you can do your call-ups and different things.
Yeah. I was very happy with that match, very happy with the finish. You'd be hard pressed to see both of them come up. One maybe go to Raw, one go to SmackDown. Mm-hmm. So, and with Aleister having the title now, you could see them holding off, but at the same time, you could also see them
moving up,
maybe coming up with the belt, holding on to it for a second. Because I want to say somebody else did that.
Coming on.
No, someone else who also went by Black on the Indies.
He was never in WWE as champion.
The Shield debuted while he was still champ.
And then he lost it to Big E?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they did the rematch, and they did the Shield gimmick with the rematch.
That's right.
Yep. But, so
Aleister Black, Tyler Black.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's a black title.
Yeah, there you go.
Painted black.
And then we're on to the main event,
yep,
which was the unsanctioned match. I thought a nice touch was having Drake, the referee, wear a black shirt kind of unsanctioned.
Yeah.
Lose the stripes, solid black. It was a nice little touch. But it was the unsanctioned match between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I love the story that they've told, with doing the DIY tag team thing, and kind of struggling a bit to find their, not necessarily find their stride, but to
win the big one,
get the wins. Yeah. And then finally Tommaso just kind of breaking and taking out on his buddy. They even went through the storyline of he was in Johnny and his wife's wedding. They were roommates. They lived together. All that stuff. And then just him kind of losing it, and it's driven a wedge between them. And now Johnny put his career on the line to face Tommaso, and now this is kind of an all or nothing kind of deal. I was excited for it.
Can we talk about that powerbomb, please?
Oh, okay.
God.
There was a spot.
That's the talk.
Right. What else can be said about this thing? In the match, they pull the mat from around ringside and kind of expose the bare cement floor of the arena. And they tease it at first, which I was happy with, but you knew they were coming back to it.
I truthfully forgot about it for a second. Until they were going to it.
Right.
When you see Gargano kind of looking at it, you know, I forgot about it until then.
Yeah, so it was nice to like, oh crap, I forgot about the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound, man. The sound, it was like somebody flat palmed the floor or a table. It was just a flat smack, but it was solid and it was loud.
Yeah.
And it was unnerving. I wasn't ready.
But wrestling's fake.
Yeah.
And the fact that wasn't, they went for like another 10 minutes.
After
minutes.
that, yeah.
Another 8 to 10 minutes after that. Like, good night.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember though that I picked Gargano to win. I felt like that would be a nice cap to the story if after WrestleMania they call either one of those guys up. That story's over, or that story has a plausible finish. Bring one up, and then maybe even if you bring Gargano up, he's on a little couple week streak, whatever, and then have Tommaso come up and cut off his win streak. Johnny, what did you think?
I picked Ciampa just for the simple fact that he's been gone for 322 days, I believe they said.
Yeah.
They kind of put that over. First off, they both are in phenomenal shape. Good Lord, I don't think there's an ounce of body fat on either one of those gentlemen. Yeah. I mean, just kudos to them for being in that just kind of ridiculous shape. But I thought they would put, Ciampa over just kind of as a way to fully get Johnny out, because he's ready to go. Mm-hmm. If you want to make him the face of NXT, now that you have that situated, do that. If you want to put him on SmackDown and have him go for the U.S. title or mid-title or, whatever, I just kind of felt that was his time to go, but maybe they're going to, with the ending, maybe they're going to pull him back in and have him go at a run be the face of NXT. And, on the flip side, it's kind of nice to see somebody that over, even though he's ready, not go up. Keep him in NXT for a minute. Get that base. Have a face of NXT, which is Johnny Gargano, that you can build around and keep him there hell for another year and let these other guys go and let him kind of just carry NXT.
I'd be open to it. Yeah.
I also picked Ciampa just because I thought younger. I thought that Gargano was going to be, making the jump up to, we're talking about calls up to Raw or SmackDown, 205 Live. He's gonna excel there. And Ciampa, I think, could be, like Johnny was saying, the next. How often do you have a heel like that, and you have a smart crowd like the NXT crowd, and he gets booed like no other? He has true heel heat, even from the smart marks, which is great to see. That just shows that they're playing their characters amazingly. And the fans, even though they are smart and they know, it ultimately is a work, they respect what Tommaso Ciampa's doing.
For sure.
It's
absolutely.
Awesome.
I like this ring jacket a lot. Sorry.
He came out with no music.
That was a huge, small thing, huge impact.
Steven?
I also picked Gargano. I just You guys all say his